We have yet another great rerun character coming out in the second part of the 2.1 update. Last rerun build guide, we discussed Luocha and the best way to build him with Relics and Lightcones. You guys also had a great discussion on other various build options, so hopefully that video helps with all of your various build questions and ideas. In all honesty though, the next character coming out is probably one of the biggest fan favorites and stronger characters in the game, that being the Ice Queen herself, Jing. Jing Liu's playstyle is going to revolve around entering her enhanced state, otherwise known as spectral transmigration. In order to enter this enhanced state, you need to accumulate stacks of syzygy. Once you accumulate 2 stacks of syzygy, you enter the spectral transmigration state. While in this state, Jing Liu's action will be advanced forward by 100% and increasing her crit rate by 40%. Additionally, her skill, Transcendent Flash, becomes enhanced and turns into Moon on Glacial River. While using her enhanced skill, you will consume 4% HP from all allies, while also keep in mind you can't reduce their HP below 1. Jing Liu's attack will increase by 540% of the total HP consumed from all allies. Jing Liu will then leave the spectral transmigration state once you consume all stacks of syzygy, capping at 3 stacks. Her ultimate, while not as powerful as other ultimates, will give you another avenue in gaining syzygy stacks, as whenever you activate the ultimate you gain 1 stack of syzygy, while also dealing 180% of Jing Liu's attack and ice damage to a single target, and 90% of Jing Liu's attack and ice damage to adjacent enemies. As you see with Jing Liu's playstyle, she follows much of the hyper carry DPS role, meaning you pair her up with mostly support characters and a sustain character and just watch her dish out all the damage, while in her enhanced state. As whenever she isn't in that state, she simply doesn't deal as much damage. So ideally, with her relic and ornament sets, you want to maximize both her crit rate and crit damage stats as much as you can, because that is when you will see the best numbers. So another great aspect of Jing Liu is when you pick her sets. Honestly, I don't think she really has the perfect set. You can run either the Genius of Brilliant Stars set, enabling her to bypass a maximum of 20% defense, or the Hunter of Glacial Forest set, increasing her ice damage by 10%, and after using her ultimate, increases her crit damage by 25% for 2 turns. Other options I considered is Pioneer Diver of Dead Waters, as you can get 12% additional damage to enemies with a debuff, and with 4 pieces, your crit rate increases by 4% and 8% to 12% more crit damage to enemies with 2 to 3 debuffs. Ornament set wise, you have decent options with the Inert Salsado, increasing crit rate by 8% and increased ultimate damage by 15%. Rutilant Arena, crit rate increases by 8% and an increase for crit damage if crit rate goes over 70%. Signonia, the Unclaimed Desolation, crit rate increases by 4% and able to stack crit damage by 4% for a maximum of 10 times. These are some of the options. Some other quick options include the Firmament Frontline Glamoth and the Celestial Differentiator. Lightcone options, Jing Liu has some great options, as for most part, Destruction I think has the second best pool of Lightcones behind Harmony. Personally, I have her Lightcone, which is one of 2 signatures that I have, the other being Acheron, as I believe these 2 Lightcones benefit their respective characters the most out of all the signatures, and because I don't recommend pulling on Lightcone banners for the most part. But anyway, Jing Liu's signature Lightcone, I Shall Be My Own Sword, will increase crit damage by 20 to 32%, and whenever you lose HP either by an enemy or consume your own HP, you will gain 1 stack of Eclipse. Each stack of Eclipse will increase damage by 14 to 24%, and once you get 3 stacks, you will then ignore 12 to 20% of the enemy's defense. Another 5-star option will be the Unreachable Side, increasing crit rate by 18 to 30%, HP by 18 to 30%, and whenever you consume HP, your damage dealt increases by 24 to 40%, but is removed the next turn. You also have the Herder Shop Lightcone on the Fall of the Aeon, where whenever you attack, your attack increases by 8 to 16% up to 4 times, and whenever you inflict Weakness Break, your damage increases by 12 to 24% for 2 turns. And a few 4-star options are Nowhere to Run, increases attack by 24 to 48%, and whenever you defeat an enemy, restore 12 to 24% of your HP. And also, the Moles welcome you. Whenever you use your basic, skill, or ultimate, you gain stacks of Mischievous, and each stack raises attack by 12 to 24%. So, as you can see, Jing Liu has a lot of options for builds, making her an amazing option for not only new players, but players who don't want to spend a whole lot in the game. Her basic premise on doing crit damage allows her to bypass somewhat enemies who aren't weak to ice damage and just dish out brute force, causing a lot of people to make hypercarry teams with her since her release, up to now being able to clear many floors of Memory of the Chaos and not have to worry about it. So yes, I would say that if you lack a strong DPS character, then Jing Liu is a must summon character.